Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video, I'm going to talk about dysfunctional families and holidays. Okay, the holidays are coming up, but this can be about any holiday, birthday, celebration, family reunion, whatever it is, when the family gets together. Now, some people have gone no contact with their family, so this might not really apply to them unless they're still in contact with some of them. And they do like to go to these family get-togethers. Okay, now in a dysfunctional family where there's a lot of power games, power and control, somebody or all of them might want to be on top. They're in charge, the sarge in charge, and they will do things like starting from each year, starting from just the planning. Okay, they want to be the ones who plan it. They want to be the ones who state what day it's going to be. Like if it's Christmas and everybody lives in different places, not all in the same town, or they all have different jobs that let them off on different days. Well, they want to be the ones who say which day it is. And they might even have a little power and control, a little game between themselves, and at the last moment decide to change it. And the other people who are planning on going, they just have to shift their times around, and some of them will do that. They can also do something like that to shift, to change the date, the last moment, so a certain person won't be there because they are the ones who want to have all the attention on them and themselves, and that other person or the other people, they don't really want there. Okay, because that takes away from the attention they need, they think they need, or they desire, or whatever, they want it. Some might call them narcissistic types or histrionic types, some kind of cluster B. Attention seekers, drama queens, whatever it is, just some from dysfunctional families, but they want that attention, so they'll mess with people this way. And the family, their in-laws, whomever's going to be there, they're going to mess with it to suit them. And they also might do things like say that they're putting a limit on how much you can spend because it's a big family and all this, and they'll say a limit of something really inexpensive, or the cost is real low, say $10 or $20, whatever it is that it would be considered that way where in a family, wherever it is. And they'll do that, but they won't do that. They will spend as much money as they can. And yes, some of these will do this. The people who are really looking for the attention, so that way they build up something that everybody says, oh, they're so giving, they're so, that they're so nice, so giving, and they're the person you can always go to if you need money along this line. And sometimes they do. Sometimes they're so charmers. They're so manipulative that they have those kinds of jobs. They have that kind of money. But they put the limit on everybody else. And they say, oh, well, I just couldn't resist, buying this for this person. You see? So they will be that center of attention. They will be the one that what they're looking for is all the glory. And they're going to try everything they can to get it. Okay. If they don't do something like that, just think about the meal. They might decide to do something like pay for a caterer, or they might bring the most food. Yeah, some people think, well, if they're selfish, they wouldn't do something like that, but they would, because of the long-term effect of it is that they get the attention and they get people to think of them as the best. It just depends. Not everybody does the same. One size doesn't fit all. But they're going to get that attention, and it could be in anything. They might have everybody has their meal, their whatever they cook or bring or whatever, or they might tell everybody to bring again like a certain. You can only spend this much on it, and then they do something elaborate, So some people, they don't figure that out. They never in the family will never see that this is what this person or people have done, so that they can be the center of the family. They can be the one everybody's in awe of, so thankful to. Yeah. Now another thing is the ones who want money what they might do is say they change around the schedule for when and what day the celebration is going to be. Say it's Christmas or something, and so you wind up, your job won't let you out the day that, off the day that they decided the last minute to plan it, after they found out when you can get off. And they do that on purpose year after year. Or was I? Now say it's Christmas, okay? And they have changed it at the last moment to where you can't go. So what you do is you send your gifts for the family, the whole family. You send them with someone that can go. And it's rather consistent every year, the same thing. And you basically kind of give up after a while. But you try. You still, you try, but same thing happens. You buy the presents and all this stuff. And maybe it's not a limit. There's no limit. So you buy nice presents for everybody. And at some point, after year, you find out that what they were doing they were stealing your presents and, deciding who gets what from your presents, like rewrapping them. Going through your presents that you were sending, rewrapping them, going through yours that people were giving you, and they might just keep them or give you something that is totally bizarre. Switch the presents, the tags, everything, so it looks like it's coming from you, but they're not. Okay, and then like the more, they decide. And here's another one. Say that there's somebody who gives gift cards, and that's rather consistent. Well, you never get the gift card. You find this out maybe years after it's happened over and over, and you never get those gift cards. You just somehow find out. And they were keeping them. Okay, and then the person who sent them, you find out, it's like, no, I gave them to everybody. But what are they going to do, right? Really? Because with some of them, no matter what that person does wrong, and they do wrong, there must have been a reason. They must have really needed it. They must have been in hard times. They must have. It's never that they did wrong. Okay, so I mentioned this in a video that, even the families, these functional families, will find ways to steal from you. And this is one of the ways. That whole thing of rescheduling, family get-togethers at the last moment so you can't go, so they can take whatever you send. Or even if it's something like you decide to give them, make a meal or contribute something to their meal through the other person that's going to go that day, and so it's still going to be, whatever it is, say it's something that won't get bad in that trip. They're going to say it's from them. They're going, and they might also say you didn't send anything, from send any kind of meal to send any kind of gift. So they can put their own names. This person right here is my driving ref. But they can put their own names in, on everything, and make you look like you're not even contributing to the family in any way, shape, or form, fashion. Especially like if you have nieces and nephews, or grandchildren, and they'll make you look like you're not doing anything for any of them, and that you're selfish, and you didn't even want to come there. You don't want to be there. You made no effort, and it's make you look bad. When no, it's not that situation. They're doing it. They're setting it up that way. It can be that bad, and years can go by, and by this time it's already pretty much set in place that the rest of the family is not going to believe you when you do find out. They're not going to believe you because it's already been set up that you are going to look like this really cheap, bad person, doesn't want to be involved in the family. Even if the rest of the year you talk to them, you have conversations, in their minds they might still remember, well, yeah, but you didn't show up for Christmas, or you didn't show up for this, and you didn't buy anybody presents, or you bought them something really cheap. Like the person who's doing this might actually buy them something really cheap for, say, Christmas or birthday, and they switch it with yours because they know you spend money on it. Okay, it can go both ways. Oh, yeah, and when the holidays, sometimes, or just when you do actually get to go, they will start some kind of a fight year after year after year. They're drama queens and intentionally start a fight so you don't want to go. maybe you have to travel by by airplane or by auto that takes for a long time, hours. By the time you get there, they will intentionally start a fight because they know that right then you're tired, and they're going to just keep doing it and poking you, do the crazy making thing, so you look bad. And year after year they do this, and finally you say, I'm not going because I'm not going to go because of that drama. That could also be wrapped around inheritance. Yeah. But anyway, I'm not going to say this is how you resolve this. There is no one way, in my view. There's nobody who can just give you an answer and say this is what you should do, because these people can be dangerous, for one, and nobody's situation is exactly the same because it's all different people, and it's just not always the same exact. They do a variety of things, and like I said, they can be dangerous. So some people get to the point where they say that that it's just not worth it. They're going no contact with the family. It's just too much abuse. Abuse is not just physical. It's just too abusive. And then some other people will say, well, then they've won. And often what it is they find a way to get, if there's any inheritance at all, $1, they'll find a way to do this, so they worked it to where you might not even know anything about a will or anything like that, and they've worked it to where you're the bad seed, you're the bad part of the family, and that you don't even deserve to have anything, to inherit anything. Yeah, that can just be all that. And some people, like I said, they decide it's just not worth it at all. Yeah, that person just came right into my lane. Some people don't realize both lanes right there turn. I've lived here for most of 20 years, and yeah, that happens at times. They just don't realize both lanes turn, and you need to stay in your lane, bro. That one was the one that did that. But anyway, I think it's time to wrap this video up. But if you have stories you want to share about yours, what you've seen, what you've heard, whatever, that won't get you in trouble, feel free to do so. Okay, I'm wrapping it up.